Hello, I'm Dr. Taylor from Lake Community Pet Clinic, and today I'm going to talk with you about cancer in cats.
Dr. Taylor, what are the most common types of cancer in cats?
The most common types of cancers we see in cats are generally going to be lymphoma, which can affect many different parts of the body, but the GI tract would be the most common. Oral tumors, meaning tumors in the mouth, and tumors on the skin.
What are the signs and symptoms of cancer in cats?
Cats are very good at hiding evidence that they are ill, but subtle signs of decreased appetite, weight loss, hiding more, being less social, those could be some early warning signs that your cat's not feeling good and that you might want to get them checked out.
How is cancer diagnosed in cats?
Sometimes you can see it and feel pretty confident that that's what you're dealing with. But the true diagnosis of cancer is always going to be done via sampling, such as taking a biopsy and sending it out to the laboratory for an actual diagnosis and confirmation that that's what you're dealing with.
How can I detect cancer early in my cat?
Being very observant and knowing what is normal for your cat, what is their normal appetite, what does their normal activities look like, so you can see those subtle changes that they're not feeling good.
What parts of my cat's body will be affected by cancer?
Cancer is actually going to affect their entire body. So while the site of the cancer, such as if it's a skin tumor or a tumor in the mouth, is going to be the most obvious place affected, that cancer is going to be a drain on their entire system and on their immune system. So in general, it's going to be something that is affecting their whole body.
What are the treatment options for cats with cancer?
There are many different, and of course it depends on what type of cancer that you're dealing with. Sometimes surgical removal is curative. So if you get in and promptly remove the tumor, then you're finished and you don't need to do anything else. Sometimes chemotherapy or medication options are going to be given in conjunction with surgery or instead of surgery if the tumor is not operable. And then there are some alternative medicine practices that, while no research has been done to prove that they might work to cure cancer, then most of the time those can at least be used to help your cat feel better while they're dealing with cancer if surgery or chemotherapy is not an option.
How effective is chemotherapy for treating cancer in cats?
Again, of course, it depends on what type of cancer that you're dealing with. But many of these protocols are going to come out of human medicine, and when they are chosen for particular cancers, usually they're chosen with the idea that they're going to be effective at shrinking the tumor or at least making the kitty feel a whole lot better for an extended period of time.
Are there any side effects of cancer treatments in cats?
Yes, chemotherapeutic agents in general are considered to be very, very powerful medications. We're not usually going to use them unless we feel fairly confident they're going to be worth it. So the most common side effect with a chemotherapy drug is going to be decreased appetite, GI effects like vomiting and diarrhea. In veterinary medicine, we don't usually give chemotherapy drugs at the doses that they do for people because the goal in veterinary medicine is to make the pet feel better, not to actually, in most instances, cure them of their cancer. So they're not given at dosages that cause extreme sickness, hair loss, or any of the more advanced signs that you see in people.
Can surgery be an option for treating my cat's cancer?
Yes, absolutely. And it's usually the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to surgically remove the tumors that we see if possible, because that also helps us get the diagnosis, because then we can send that tissue off for sampling and biopsy.
What is the prognosis for cats diagnosed with cancer?
Depending on the type of cancer, sometimes it can be pretty good. Some cats with treatment can live for many, many years. In fact, some of them are going to be completely cured and they'll live a perfectly normal lifespan even after having cancer. More advanced cancers, if they've spread to other parts of the body, that's going to shorten their lifespan for sure. Sometimes, unfortunately, we can only tell people they may get some couple of weeks to a couple of months with their pet if it's very advanced.
How can I make my cat more comfortable during cancer treatment?
So there are many things that we can do. Working closely with your veterinarian and letting us know what the symptoms that you're seeing at home that your kitty's not feeling well, if it's decreased appetite or GI upset, hiding more, which could be a sign of pain in cats. so that we can use the medications to reduce those signs and help your cat feel better. And there is also the use of alternative medicine like acupuncture, which is definitely known to help pets feel better with cancers.
What are the risks of not treating cancer in my cat?
Cancer, by definition, is going to spread. So benign tumors that are not cancer, they might come up and they're not going to go anywhere. They're just going to be local to where they grow. But cancers, by definition, they're going to spread to other parts of the body. So eventually you're going to see that the kitty is going to get sicker and sicker in different parts of the body than just where the original tumor was.
How long can a cat live with cancer without treatment?
Sometimes the time is very short. Cats are really good at hiding that they are sick. So sometimes they can be acting almost perfectly normal as their cancer progresses. And so by the time we find it, it's very advanced and they're not going to have very long. In other instances, sometimes they can live for many years with a cancer if it's not a very aggressive type and have very good quality of life.
Are there any alternative or holistic treatments for cat cancer?
Yes, absolutely. And this is an important point for people to realize that this option exists. Alternative medicine, traditional Chinese veterinary medicine, including food therapy, herbals, and acupuncture, can be very effective at helping kitties to manage and deal with their cancer. The idea is that we're going to try and make the cat as healthy and as strong as possible, get their immune system as strong as possible so that their own body can do the job of fighting off that cancer. This can be used in conjunction with chemotherapy. It can be done after surgery or before surgery. And many people will elect to just do alternative medicine instead of doing Western medicine like cancer, like surgery or chemotherapy, just because those treatments are much more invasive and more difficult to come through.
How can I prevent cancer in my cat?
If we knew for sure, then it would be a lot easier, but the best recommendation I can make is to get your kitty on the best quality diet that you can, trying to keep them well hydrated, having foods that are going to be higher in protein since they're obligate carnivores, lower in carbohydrates, and then just providing them with as clean and as safe of an environment as they can have, decreasing exposure to chemicals, so on and so forth.
How can I support my cat's immune system during cancer treatment?
Providing an excellent quality diet would certainly be the most basic thing that you can do. Probiotics are in many instances known to be good for the immune system. And this is, again, one of the whole points of alternative medicine with herbals and acupuncture is to try and make that immune system as strong as possible.
What are the warning signs of cancer reoccurrence in cats?
They're going to look pretty much the same as they did the first time around. So once we have treated or gotten the cancer into remission, watching for any evidence of decreased appetite, hiding more, GI upset, or local regrowth of the tumor, so feeling the tumor regrowing where it was potentially removed, those things are going to want to get checked out promptly.
If my cat has cancer, when do I put him down?
Watching very closely their quality of life. If we do know it's a type of cancer that we're not going to cure, or we've elected not to do surgery or chemotherapy, watching and being sure that they still have joy in their lives and that they're having more good days than bad days means that you're doing right by them. By the time they get to the point where you're noticing that they're spending the majority of their time hiding or sleeping, then it's probably going to be time to say goodbye.